Alright then, lads, time to get on with the game plan, which I'm sure we all remember, which is to use the Toyota to earn enough money to build the Peugeot, because I'm building the Peugeot because I've suddenly become insecure that I'm playing the PAL version of the game and not driving any of the PAL cars. Although this will probably be the only time in this entire Let's Play that I do drive a car that isn't Japanese. So, you know, no one needs to worry about me going off the deep end and maybe even driving the Mustang, because everyone knows that the Mustang in this game is a piece of shit. There's nothing to worry about. Alright, I'm just gonna drive a Peugeot for a bit. Nothing to worry about. Just driving the oops. Sideswiped by a van, crash into some stairs. Feels a bit like Ronin, the film with Robert De Niro. So I've got one, what did I say, three and a half grand? And we're not going to earn three and a half grand from just doing non-sponsor races, so I probably should have found a sponsor race to do. But this one was closer, so I did this one. And that's just the way it is. Although this car is maximum upgrades for this point in the game, so I shouldn't have too much of a problem, he says as he's completely left behind by everyone else off the line. Oh well, not a problem, I've caught him up already. That stretch of road there, the 3 hairpins, the 3 consecutive hairpin turns, if you want to go full initial D, is pretty irritating, because there's like no short way around it when you're in free roam. So if you end up going down there, you're down there forever. You know, I mean, I get why there wouldn't be a shortcut, because if you accidentally missed the shortcut going down there, you would definitely lose the race. Either that, or everyone would use a shortcut every time, and there would be no point to having, you know, 3 consecutive hairpin turns. I don't know why I'm complaining. There's definitely, you know, you could just go around. Well, no, you can't go around, because the road that joins onto the motorway is elevated over another road that goes underneath, that it kind of looks like you could join onto, but actually you can't. It's just a weird bit of map design. Well, this game has a really good map, and you know, I wouldn't say I ever had it memorized. I'm not sure what game maps I do have memorized, but certainly I'm no slouch at navigating in games. In real life, I need to have Dakar Rally style notes attached to my handlebars. Speaking of things being attached to my handlebars, I'm going to have to take some shit off of my keys, because they keep getting trapped in between the headstock and the petrol tank every time I lock my bike up. So it's difficult to get them out, and I have to fiddle with it for ages. And it's not a big deal, but it is, you know, not something I really want to deal with particularly. So gonna have to figure out how you're supposed to take key rings off, which is something that I've never been able to do, and is usually pretty painful on the bit of your thumbs underneath the nail. It's a wee bit uncomfortable. Anyway, I reckon there's a decent bit of money in getting my car on some magazines, so we might see if we can do that. How do I have a look at the map? Where's the map button? Not that one. Not that one. Not that one. Alright, guess we're just gonna have to drive around then. We'll go back to the main bit of the city. Over this way. And head eastbound and down, which is a song that I can't remember who it's by. Oh, it's off the Smoking the Bandit soundtrack, because they got one guy to do the entire soundtrack for that film, and it's really good, and I like it a lot. You know, I'll talk about how in real life I'll say to people, oh, my favorite music is like punk or you know, techno, but really in my heart I know I'm just a country boy. I think I get it from my granddad, because he used to listen to a lot of country CDs in his car. In fact, he still does. I just haven't heard him do it in a little while. Probably because I never have to get in my granddad's car no more, on the basis that I'm a motorbike boy now. Also, I don't know where that red filter came from that just took over the whole screen. That was a bit weird. We're going to go back somewhere we just came from. And I'm going to avoid the bit of road that I'm not a particular fan of, and go, if you let me hit the brakes, and avoid this parked car in the middle of a junction. We're going to head down this way to be alternative and weird. Speaking of alternative and weird, the movie Empire Records is not that good. And also speaking of alternative and weird, the movie Ginger Snaps is pretty good, and I like it a lot. For reasons that should be obvious to any and all heterosexuals. Am I right, or am I right? You can't hear, but I'm trying to click my fingers, because I don't know how to do that. Got on the cover of a magazine with a disgusting non-anime girl. So what was even the point? Although I did make a fair bit of money off it. In fact, I'm at the $3.5 grand amount of money that I said I wanted to be at for building myself a Peugeot. So I'm gonna head. I'm gonna pick up the Peugeot first, and then we're gonna head to Megalo Parts to get cheap parts. And then I'll figure out how I want to paint it, because I've got no idea what kind of paint you're supposed to put on a Peugeot 106, because I'm pretty sure the 106 isn't, or it might be pretty well known for being a rally car. I'm actually not sure. Now I'm trying to remember Rally Sport Challenge, because I'm pretty sure there is the 106 in that game. But we got to focus on performance first. If we could just head up and round, not crash into every pickup truck going the opposite way, and also not die of boredom from how bleating slow this fucking thing is. Jesus. I mean, I knew this was a bad decision, but I didn't think it'd be that bad of a decision. It was, by the way. It was definitely a bad decision. I should have stuck with the Corolla, and I knew I should have stuck with the Corolla right from the moment that I bought this fucking thing. But well, I didn't buy it. My sponsor bought it for me. Although I could have definitely gotten a way better car than this, and I don't know why. Just don't know why I didn't, really. No reason for it. Just the way things are. So let's head to Cheap and Shitty. Although, with this game, there's no quality sliders. And with games that have quality sliders for parts, the amount of times they actually make a difference is minimal at best. So, in we go. And I bet you I'm not going to be able to afford everything that I have unlocked. Yeah, see, look, because I've unlocked tyres and shit now. For fuck's sake. Let's just start with... We'll just start with the basics. Engine. ECU. Nitrous. Suspension would be nice if I can afford it. Tires can we get? No. Brakes can we get? No. Weight reduction can we get? Weight reduction should give me money because I'm ripping parts out of the car. But I can't afford that. Transmission can we get? No. I think I already said that. Oh well, the car isn't as good as it could be, but I reckon if I go to an event that I already had unlocked, I could win some cash and plonk the rest of those parts on it. It's a work in progress. It's a work in progress. So, let's find me a race to do. And that'll... Driving to a race will probably end this episode, so... And then I'll challenge the... I'll challenge the Underground Racing League again once I've got this car fully modified and potentially got some performance mods on it. Or visual, sorry. I've already got performance. But once I've got visual as well, then I'll go to the Underground Racing League. Pick up that money like a Jew scrounging for shekels. And then we'll see if we can do some Street X. And the answer to if we can do Street X or not is going to be no. Because it took me having a fully upgraded 8.6 to win at Street X. And now I've got a barely upgraded 106. Although, it does have as much power as it can have. And everyone has crashed off the starting line, so we might have a bit of an easier time than I was initially expecting. Definitely joined the good luck club for this one. I'll let him go up the inside and take himself out wide in his ridiculous giant Lexus that he's trying to take around a tiny little go-kart track for some reason. Yep, this race is definitely mine. This game is all about engine power. Don't bother getting any handling upgrades. Just learn to drive. Like the Foo Fighters learn to fly. And then, once you got the power to be able to make up for not being so quick in a straight line, you're pretty much golden. Yeah, can you... By the quality of my commentary, I think it should be pretty easy to tell that I wasn't really all that up for recording. And usually you're only supposed to record when you actually really want to. And then that way your recording will be the best and you're super enthusiastic and enjoying yourself, having a great time, talking about all kinds of shit. And that ain't me right now. It might have been when I recorded the MotoGP videos. It might even have been when I recorded Rally Sport Challenge. But, I mean, this... I don't really have a lot to say. I could talk about... Tell you what I could talk about. I could talk about the 1969 movie Battle of Britain. And how, in a lot of ways, I didn't really enjoy it that much. And it's not just because I'm a literal Nazi, right? It's because it didn't feel very good as a film, you know? It wasn't structured especially well. Characters weren't all that memorable, and there were a lot of them that I couldn't remember. Obviously, because they weren't memorable. And it was just a little bit all over the place, really, if I'm going to be totally honest. Although, name me 5 films about aerial combat without including Battle of Britain, and I bet you fucking can't. So, you know, it's like that. It's one of those type of deals. Next week we'll cram some more shit onto the car and make it quicker.